Evening, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice night. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. The weather, both yesterday and today, was absolutely beautiful. Again, temperatures well into the 60s, plenty of sunshine, and I hate to really say it, but probably some of the nicest weather that we'll have again until next year. Again, as we're knocking on the doorstep of late November and early December. Again, doesn't mean not going to be nice again as we head into December, but seeing temperatures in the mid-60s for back-to-back days, not all that common as we head into the month of December. And the forecast as we head through the upcoming week, again, for the week of Thanksgiving, it's not terrible, but again, we are going to be trending downward basically every day by far and away. Again, today was the warmest day that we'll see probably for another couple weeks at the very least, if not even longer. And then tomorrow, Monday, again, looking at the forecast, certainly looks like it's going to be the warmest day of the upcoming holiday week. And there's a lot for us to kind of dig into and to look at. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to look at the forecast again for Thanksgiving week. Certainly going to then be keeping a close eye on the weekend next week. Today, though, again, as I mentioned, it was beautiful. The low this morning, right where we should be, mid-20s. This afternoon, mid-60s, plenty of sunshine. One thing I will point out on here, again, mentioned it in our 5:30 show earlier this evening. You'll notice we're now almost 2 inches below normal for our snowfall this season. Again, that could be changing, though, sometime this week. Again, our average first snow in Lincoln, if you go back from when records began in 1897, is November 18th. So we're already, again, past that. So, again, we are due for that first snow, and again, I think it could come sometime this week. High temperatures today across the entire state. Again, it was so nice out there, lower to middle 60s. Again, I drove to work this afternoon with my windows down. Again, saw a lot of folks outside, again, raking leaves. Again, folks were at the golf course this weekend. Folks were hanging Christmas lights this weekend. Really was awfully nice. And still nice out there this evening, although we've seen the cloud cover increase this evening, which has helped temperatures really level off, and they're going to stay fairly steady for us, I think, the rest of the night and overnight tonight. It's 55 now here in Midtown Lincoln at the 1011 studios. Low 50s at the Lincoln Airport. Again, this is after we topped out in the middle 60s. A little bit of a south wind out there. Again, wind's not going to be too much of a concern for us tonight or into the day tomorrow. Will be into the day on Tuesday. But overall, again, for 8:30 at night on November 23rd, it is pretty pleasant out there. Again, keep in mind those numbers still above where our normal average high temperature is for this time of year. Satellite radar picture in the southeastern corner of the state. We can see the clouds that have moved in. And this cloud cover is going to stick with us as we head through the rest of the night tonight and through most of the day tomorrow. Again, if you remember, Friday was kind of a cloudy gray finish to the work week. We're going to kind of have a cloudy gray start to the holiday week for us, and we're going to be watching for some areas of rain. We see on the satellite radar statewide view some showers that have lifted north out of Kansas. This is all our next system that's going to be moving through the area over the course of the next 24 or so hours. Rain showers kind of fizzling out a little bit as they've lifted northward. I think as we head overnight tonight, or at least the next maybe 4, 5, 6 hours, we're not going to be looking at necessarily any widespread rain, but we could see some spotty isolated showers across the southern half of the state into southwestern, south central, maybe into southeastern Nebraska. But we're going to see some of this activity redevelop as we head into early Monday morning. I think our rain chance will be highest, again, probably for that morning commute on your Monday. So that's something we'll look at. If you zoom out, look at a more of a regional view, we can see that arcing band of showers with an area of low pressure that stretch from, again, the Front Range in Colorado, where it's a mix of rain and snow, again, through southwestern, south central Nebraska, and now into portions of kind of central into eastern Kansas. This whole system is going to kind of spin its way through the area as we head tonight into the day tomorrow, and will be the focal point for at least the rain as we head into the day tomorrow. So if we add on our surface features, again, you can see that low just down to our south. We're going to see the showers kind of wrap its way around that low as we head overnight tonight into your Monday morning. Rain chance will probably be highest in the morning time frame. And then as we head into the afternoon, widespread rain, potentially widespread rain, becomes a little bit more isolated to scattered. We're going to hang on to the cloud cover. It's going to be, again, kind of a cloudy gray start to the work week. Temperature-wise, it's not going to be too bad. It's going to be cooler than we've been this weekend, but warmer than we were last Friday. And then we're going to turn, as we head Monday night into Tuesday, turn our attention to a cold front that's going to be pushing across the state Monday night and into the day on Tuesday. That front is going to start to usher in some cooler temperatures, but it's really going to kick up the wind for us too. Through the day on your Tuesday, we're going to be looking at breezy to windy conditions across much of the region. The system itself is going to bring more moisture and more impacts to the Dakotas. They have winter storm watches in place for portions of the Dakotas. We're not necessarily going to get any moisture out of this system. We're going to get the cooler temperatures, and we're going to get the wind with it as we head through the day on Tuesday. And then that high pressure system you see across Montana Tuesday evening, that's going to be the real big push of some colder air as we head again into Wednesday and then into Thanksgiving on your Thursday. That will lead to some chillier conditions. But again, rain tomorrow, wind on Tuesday, and then forecast quiets down at least a little bit for us into the middle and towards the end of the holiday week. So if we zoom in, take a closer look at Skycast. Again, overnight tonight, we'll watch for some scattered showers. Into early tomorrow morning, though, we're going to watch for some of those showers to redevelop across central and eastern Nebraska. That's where we think the rain chances are going to be highest. Again, if you're in the western half of the state, I don't think you're necessarily going to see a ton of moisture with this system. And even those areas that do see moisture, we're not talking heavy rainfall here. Again, we're going to be looking at, again, kind of similar to what we had on Friday. Most areas are probably going to see less than a quarter of an inch, but those rain chances are likely going to be highest Monday morning during that morning commute. So plan for that. If you need to grab the umbrella as you head out the door, you want to grab that, because then as we head through the morning, again, mid to late morning, those rain chances kind of start to fizzle and fade. We'll start to see maybe more isolated hit and miss activity late morning, and that will continue into the afternoon with mostly cloudy to cloudy skies. Can't rule out maybe some areas of patchy fog, patchy drizzle mixed in there as well. Again, don't think the whole entire state will be cloudy, but again, I think much of eastern Nebraska going to be looking at generally cloudy, overcast conditions through the day on your Monday into Monday evening. Again, rain chances basically done with. We're dealing with mostly cloudy to cloudy skies for much of the region, but again, generally dry weather. It's then Monday night into Tuesday that front arrives, and we're really going to start to see that wind begin to kick up. I think then we'll see a mix of sun and clouds as we head through the day on Tuesday, with breezy to windy and cooler conditions across the state. So in terms of the rain chances, this is for Lincoln specifically over the course of the next 24 hours. Again, some throwaway kind of just small 20% chances, I think, between now and midnight tonight. Won't entirely rule out a stray shower, but really it's probably not likely. That chance then kind of increases as we head through the overnight hours into very early on your Monday morning. So again, rain chances will be highest during that morning commute as you're dropping kids off at school. You want to make sure they're got the rain jackets on, and then those chances kind of fizzle away as we head through the morning and then into the afternoon. And then by this time tomorrow night, we're not talking about anything in terms of any rain chances left over. Rainfall amounts, again, this is just for Lincoln. This is kind of the 6 main weather models that we look at. They're all in very good agreement that we're generally looking at a quarter inch or less of moisture here in the capital city with this system as it moves through. And that generally holds true for most of the 10-11 coverage area. Again, we'll say a tenth to maybe a quarter inch of moisture is what we're going to expect. So by no means is this, hugely impactful, but, just kind of to start off the holiday week, going to be dealing with some spotty rain, some spotty light rain, especially through the morning into the afternoon. That chance kind of fizzles and fades. As I mentioned then as we head Monday night into Tuesday, we turn our attention to the wind. You can see as that cold front arrives, those winds are going to increase. By Tuesday, 10 a.m., we're looking at sustained winds, probably between 15 and 25 miles an hour out of the north and west. We'll also be looking at wind gusts, probably between 30 to 40, if not up to 45 miles an hour at times. And what this is going to do is we're likely going to see our high temperatures on Tuesday maybe set in the late morning to early afternoon. Typically, our high temperature occurs pretty close to 3 o'clock, our peak heating of the day. Now that, again, sunset's right around 5, so usually it's right around 3 o'clock. But on Tuesday, I wouldn't be surprised if it fell somewhere between maybe 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., so just a little bit earlier. And then we'll see temperatures start to fall as the cold air starts to filter in with these strong northwest winds, which, again, gusting 35 to 45 miles an hour. That will be through most of the morning and into the afternoon. This is 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, and again, you can see for much of the coverage area, we're looking at wind gusts upwards of 40, if not close to 45 miles an hour at times. That wind then does settle down as we head past sunset Tuesday evening It'll stay a little blustery for the eastern half of the state, I think Tuesday night, maybe into early Wednesday. But then winds shouldn't be too much of a story, I don't think, for us into Wednesday or into the Thanksgiving holiday itself either. So temperature-wise tonight, again, lows will stay very mild. Again, our average low in Lincoln is 25 degrees into Monday morning. So low to mid-20s are the normal low temperatures. And you can see with the clouds that will roll in, we're going to stay very mild tonight. It's upper 30s to low to mid-40s. Again, these are probably closer to our normal high temperatures than they are our low temperatures, the only exception being in the Panhandle. They'll have a chilly night tonight with lows down into the 20s to near 30 degrees. High temperatures tomorrow. Again, we're not talking wildly cooler. It's going to be cooler than it was today and Saturday. It's going to be warmer than it was on Friday, but I think we'll kind of see similar conditions to Friday. It's just going to be kind of cloudy. It's going to be kind of gray. There's going to be some low clouds. There might be some patchy fog. There might be some drizzle, areas of rain in the morning. But temperature-wise, it's not too bad. Again, these numbers still about 5 to 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. We're looking at lower to middle 50s for high temperatures on your Monday. And then as we head Monday night into Tuesday, that's when we start to see some of the colder air begin to arrive. We're looking at mid-20s to mid-40s for morning lows on your Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, it's upper 30s to upper 40s for high temperatures. And again, keep in mind, I think some of these, especially for like Lincoln and southeastern Nebraska, could come earlier in the day. Again, maybe late morning, early afternoon before temperatures begin to fall. So these aren't necessarily the 3 o'clock temperatures on Tuesday. And then also then when we factor in very windy conditions on Tuesday, we're going to be feeling much colder than what these numbers actually are here right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was 20s and 30s for kind of wind chills by Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday night into Wednesday, it gets cold, below average low temperatures. We're looking at low teens to low 20s. Wednesday afternoon, we're looking at high temperatures, mid-30s to lower to middle 40s. Coldest readings will be in the northeastern corner of the state. And then into the Thanksgiving holiday. Thursday morning, again, it's going to be a cold start to our Thanksgiving. We're going to look for temperatures likely in the upper teens to low 20s. And then similar afternoon highs to what we saw on Wednesday for your Thanksgiving holiday. Again, we're going to look for mid to upper 30s and lower to middle 40s across the state, with the coldest readings in the northeastern corner of the state here in Lincoln. Likely around 40 degrees for a high temperature for your Thanksgiving holiday. So again, wet, kind of damp gray start to the holiday week on Monday. Tuesday, no moisture expected, but it's going to be windy and feeling colder. Wednesday and then Thursday, your Thanksgiving holiday, both look dry, but again, they're going to be chilly. And then as we kind of look forward to Black Friday and the weekend, that's when we're going to keep a close eye on long-range models. Have a more impactful system sliding through the region. And again, it is still early, so we're not going to talk any specifics in terms of any snowfall amounts. But it does look like for somewhere in the state, and certainly for the region, accumulating snow is probably a really good bet for us as we head through that Friday, Saturday, Sunday timeline, which again, there's going to be a lot of folks traveling. There'll be folks traveling in for the Huskers and the Hawkeyes football game Friday morning. There'll be folks going home into the holiday weekend, and it certainly looks like there could be some impact. So we'll run you through the long-range model here. The European model, again, tends to be a little bit more accurate in that mid to long-range time frame than the American model. The European model does have a little skiff of snow kind of late Thursday night and then potentially into early Friday morning. We're going to watch that. Again, some of the long-range models have some of these little weak waves. That's not the system we're talking about, but that could lead to some issues into the game on Friday morning. We'll watch that. The more impactful system begins to kind of take shape as we head Friday evening into Friday night, and it looks like we'd be warm enough that it would likely start out as rain. For some parts of the state. This is 8 a.m. Saturday. You can start to see precipitation becoming more widespread across the region. Snow to our north across the Dakotas, parts of Wyoming, Montana, with, again, maybe a wintry mix between that and the snow, that and the rain across portions of Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, and points further to the south. And so then through the day on Saturday, we'd be kind of looking at this mix across the state. And by Saturday evening, as temperatures begin to cool back, we'd be seeing this transition for Lincoln and southeastern Nebraska in this scenario of transitioning from rain to a wintry mix, and then overnight Saturday night and then into Sunday looking at basically all snow, and that snow could then continue as we head through the day on your Sunday. So again, that is a system that models have been kind of hinting at for the past couple days, starting to again maybe taking a little bit more shape for us. But again, this is something we're going to watch for the next couple days, kind of answer the question, is it more likely or less likely? We won't get into the specifics of any amounts until likely mid to late week this week. But it certainly looks like there could be some travel concerns for the holiday weekend. Now, in terms of the snowfall amounts, again, this is the Euro. We're not going to look at numbers, but again, you can see between now and Sunday, 10 p.m. in a week, European model has quite a bit of snow, not just, again, across Nebraska, but across much of the northern plains, central plains, the front range, up into the Great Lakes. So, again, accumulating snow, probably a pretty good bet. Again, model solutions still differing quite a bit on placement and amount of snow. Again, this is the European model. The American model kind of has less snow across the northwestern and western portions of the regional area, maybe a little bit more across the northern plains, down across portions of eastern Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri. So again, models still varying quite a bit in terms of the placement and potential outcomes of where that snow will be, but it does look like snow probably a pretty good bet for us at some point somewhere this weekend. So that's really the big thing that we're going to be watching as we head over the next several days. So if we drill down, we look at that 7-day forecast in Lincoln. Again, Monday, mostly cloudy, overcast, cooler than we've been this weekend. Areas of light rain, especially through the morning. That chance will then fade away as we head into the afternoon. Tuesday, dry but windy, cooler. You can see highs in the upper 40s. And again, that's likely early in the day, maybe some falling temperatures into the mid-afternoon. Wednesday, Thursday, your Thanksgiving holiday, temperatures settle into the lower 40s, partly cloudy, dry. Friday, again, Black Friday, as that system begins to kind of take shape right now, long-range models, we have overcast conditions. So, again, kind of gray conditions for Black Friday for the Huskers and the Hawkeyes. Small chance, maybe some moisture there somewhere on Friday. High temperatures falling into the upper 30s for us. So, again, it is going to be a cooler Black Friday for us. So, if you are planning to be in Memorial Stadium, you'll want to dress appropriately. Highs then in the mid-30s on Saturday, so a few degrees above freezing. That's why we could see that wintry mix, potentially starting as rain, maybe then transitioning Saturday night into snow, and then all snow would potentially be the scenario on Sunday with a high of around 30 degrees for the day on your Sunday. So again, temperatures will just kind of slide through the week. So by far and away, Monday will be the warmest that we have over the course of the next week. And unfortunately, again, will come with clouds and areas of potentially some light rain. You look at the 10-day forecast, these are just high temperatures. And again, keep in mind this time of year we have to factor in the wind. May not necessarily feel like this, but you can see by far and away Monday is going to be our warmest day over the course of the next 10 days. Temperatures sliding into the 40s on Tuesday, upper 30s, low 40s Wednesday, Thursday, and then we're generally just looking at 30s for Friday, 20s and 30s Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday, and through the first half of the week next week. So again, a cold finish to November and a cold start to the month of December for us. And again, you look at those precipitation chances, which again, precipitation, liquid rain, or again, melted snow. So again, this is both rain and snow chances, basically. Rain is going to head our way on Monday. You can see the chances are highest in the eastern half of the state, not quite as high across central and western portions of the state. We're generally dry Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then into Black Friday and into the Thanksgiving weekend next week, those chances are going to go up. And again, it looks like could be a busy finish to November and start to December for us, which again, this tracks, if you look at the long-range outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center, this is the 8 to 14-day outlook. So this takes us through the first full week of December 1st through the 7th, and again, very good odds across the middle part of the country, including here in Nebraska, for below average temperatures, which again is what we saw with that 10-day outlook right there. And we also continue to favor wetter than average conditions as well, which again, in December, if we're favoring colder than normal and wetter than normal, that generally means that we're potentially talking about snow. So that is something that we will obviously continue to watch as we head through the upcoming week. It's not a threat for the area until next weekend. Tomorrow is just going to be rain, kind of cloudy and gray conditions to start the work week. It's wind on Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thanksgiving on your Thursday, they look generally dry, and again, but chilly. But then it's Friday into the weekend, which unfortunately, it's not great timing, but it's just the way that Mother Nature works sometimes. So we're going to continue to watch that as we head through the upcoming week. Again, I know a lot of folks that just want to know how much is it going to snow, when is it going to snow, We just don't have the answer to that yet, so we want to make sure folks continue to stay tuned to the forecast as we head through the upcoming holiday week, and we will hopefully, again, fine-tune those details through the holiday week. Again, you're going to see a ton of stuff, probably maps on social media with big, bold, pieces of text on them and, talking about whatever. Again, make sure you're, getting your weather information from a trusted, reliable source and not just from some random account on Facebook or wherever it might be. So make sure you have that 1011 weather app downloaded on your phone. Again, you can have the 1011 app downloaded on your Roku, on your Apple TV, on your Fire TV, Samsung TV. We're always updating the forecast on there, and you can catch us live on those platforms as well. So appreciate everyone for tuning in. Again, I'll have another forecast tonight coming up here in our 10 o'clock show. Probably nothing really too different than what you just saw, but we'll have an update tonight at 10, and then again we'll have you covered throughout the week as we head towards the Thanksgiving holiday. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. As always, hope everyone has a nice Sunday evening. Hope everyone has a nice Thanksgiving week. And hope everyone has a nice Monday. Tomorrow, again, you'll want to grab the umbrella as you head out the door. It'll be a little damp, a little cloudy, and a little gray as we start off the holiday week. But appreciate everyone for tuning in and for watching, and we'll see you next time.